The air in the delivery room didn't smell like medicine. It smelled like failure. I opened my eyes and the first thing I saw wasn't my mother's face. It was a blue translucent box hovering 6 inches from my nose. System initializing. Role: Eternal Hero. Quest: the 20-year grind. Objective: grow up, train for 2 decades, and eventually kill the Demon King. I didn't cry, I laughed. Or at least I tried to, but it came out as a wet, toothless gurgle. 20 years. In my last life, I was a pro speedrunner. I didn't do grinds. I did glitches. My name is Kai. I'm 30 seconds old and I'm about to finish this manhwa before my first diaper change. My mother, a peasant woman with calloused hands, held me close. She thought I was sleeping. She didn't see the status menu I was currently dismantling. I wasn't looking at my strength or agility. I was looking at the physics engine and the quest logic. The system wanted me to crawl to gain 1x, then walk for 5x, then swing a wooden sword for 10, efficiency 0%. I reached out my tiny, uncoordinated hand and poked the exit button on the tutorial. Warning: tutorial is mandatory. I poked it again and again. On the 10th tap, I timed it perfectly with the heartbeat of the world. A frame-perfect input. The screen flickered. Error: tutorial skipped. Logic gap detected. Suddenly the room vibrated. My mother gasped, nearly dropping me. The ceiling of the cottage didn't just break, it dissolved into raw code. Outlier factor: sequence break initiated. Level 145. I felt the power surge through my tiny infant chest. My bones hardened. My veins burned with mana that shouldn't exist for another decade. I didn't wait for the cutscene to finish. Kai, what's happening? My mother whispered, her voice trembling. I didn't answer. I couldn't. My vocal cords weren't developed for speech, but they were developed for high-tier incantations. I inhaled, pushed the mana into my throat, and released a single subsonic vibration. Spell: teleportation, abyssal tear. The cottage vanished. The smell of hay was replaced by the scent of sulfur and ancient, rotting meat. I wasn't in a crib anymore. I was sitting on a pile of skulls in the middle of the obsidian throne room. Distance traveled: 10,000 miles. Time elapsed since birth: 3 minutes. Directly ahead, the final boss, the Sovereign of Shadows, sat frozen. He was 10 feet of black plate armor and glowing purple eyes. He was holding a glass of wine halfway to his mouth. He looked at me, a toddler in a swaddle. What is this? His voice boomed, shaking the very foundations of the dungeon. I didn't give him a dialogue choice. Dialogue is for people who want to hear themselves talk. I wanted a win. I reached into the inventory that the system hadn't even unlocked for me yet. I didn't have a sword. I didn't have armor. I had a newbie gift box that the system gives every hero on their 18th birthday. I forced the internal clock of the world forward by 6,570 days. System check. Date is June 12th, year 20. Reward granted: the Blade of Retribution. The sword appeared in my tiny hands. It was 6 feet long, made of pure solar energy. I weighed 8 pounds. The sword weighed 80. Chaotic efficiency activated. I didn't swing the sword. I couldn't. Instead, I used a movement glitch called shadow clipping. By vibrating my molecular structure at exactly 440 Hz, I fell through the floor and reappeared 3 inches behind the Sovereign's neck. I didn't aim for his heart. The heart has armor. I aimed for the collision box of his helmet. The Sovereign turned, his eyes wide with a confusion that would never be answered. He reached for his mace, but he was moving in slow motion. To him, I was a blur. To me, he was a static asset in a broken game. Crunch. The Blade of Retribution didn't just cut him, it deleted him. HP bar didn't drop, it turned into a string of zeros and then vanished entirely. Final boss slain. World saved. Time 4 minutes 12 seconds. The obsidian throne room began to collapse. The system was screaming, a high-pitched digital whine that sounded like a dying animal. Error, error, sequence broken, narrative integrity 0%. I sat on the floor, my tiny diaper crinkling as I looked at the credits rolling in front of my eyes. The hero's journey, the 20-year grind. The emotional sacrifices skipped. I closed my eyes, the white light of the game clear screen engulfing me. When I opened them again, I was back in my mother's cottage. The ceiling was intact. The sun was shining. The system was gone. My mother looked down at me, tears of joy in her eyes. My little Kai. You're going to grow up to be someone special. I just gurgled and reached for a toy block. I was level 1 again. The sword was gone. The Demon King was dead before he even started his reign of terror. The manhwa was supposed to be 500 chapters long. I finished it in 10 minutes.